My personal truth, as consciousness or unconscious as you wish to see it, is to seed a new reality by showing a living example of our galactic consciousness, of the connection that we have to the universe. I allow individuals to have a country that still will grind away for another 1,000 or 10,000 years. I'm inviting individuals who are already there to show the rest of the world what is possible. Not to the understanding that I have the right way or the not. No, this is my truth. My talk is about healing galactic consciousness as being the direction of what we call breakthrough or free energy. Our free energy or breakthrough energy devices should look like something that came from heaven, not create more technology that looks like bombs. I should be able to stand next to this technology and heal my body and connect with my source. I don't care about what we can do in the next 200 or 300 years. I know what's possible right now. So as an artivist, as a transcendental visionary, these are the gifts that are working through me. This is not me. This is just a vessel. I'm building a nation called Vossa Nation. I'm tying it into other projects, like the New Earth Project, hopefully, who already have a living, breathing understanding of this. So we can guide. And I'm not interested in convincing the universities. I've already played that for 20 years. I'm not interested in inviting anybody who's going to fight and try to debunk and somehow bring the misunderstandings of their fear and lack. This is a tough decision to denounce reality, because it goes against a lot of what we say. Well, you're Mr. Consciousness, spiritual woo-woo. You should already be accepting of everybody. No, I want to jump out of the labyrinth, because I have tried it already. There is another world outside of the labyrinth where we are multidimensional, we are healing each other, we're bringing in technology that doesn't fit in any paradigm. Technology that connects us to beings in Vega or the Pleiades, or understanding that Gaia is a living, breathing entity that's part of a larger body of the galaxy. This is what I'm inviting the audience to contemplate. And if it doesn't feel comfortable, if we still want to play with physics, we still want to play with mathematics and a limited view, and say, well, let's inch it a little bit, I say you are in your freedom to do that. My approach, my truth, is to just go beyond. So ask yourself again, what are we? What are you? Know thyself, and that's the truth that will set us free. Which means when you connect to the frequency and vibration that we are so much more, you will see right through television. You'll see right through the money and oil and so forth. It will be almost like looking at a tin can with a string. I invite everyone to connect with that.
David Morton.
My presentation was really focused on trying to understand the essential nature of the difference between the linguistics that were born of the 1691 misquote of scripture that John Locke introduced into both politics and economy, when in the opening of his testimony before Parliament, he actually misquoted, but actually his quote in 1691 was, "Money solves everything." And unfortunately, that dogma has permeated every single attribute of human endeavors at a policy level, at a structural level, and a religious level ever since. And the point that I was trying to convey in my presentation was that until we are willing to emancipate ourselves from a dependency, which is a dependency through which we become enslaved, we will have no capacity to access the multidimensionality that is actually available to us in every attribute of the cosmos. And it's ironic that despite all of the enormous amounts of effort and energy, audiences in places like this gathering, audiences in places around the world, actually, while willing to challenge assumptions that are consensus assumptions around energy, electricity, power, money, etc., are unwilling to actually hold the same degree of critique of assumptions of the monetary system. Now, what I tried to do is actually suggest that maybe what we need to do is actually understand that when we surrogate ourselves, our consciousness, our endeavors, and put those efforts at the mercy of that which is funded and that which is not funded, we've actually defiled the purity of the impulse that's trying to emerge. Because it turns out that the universe is one of abundant generosity. It is not one of scarcity. It's not one of proprietary enclosure. And the tools that we're using to try to emancipate energy for all humanity, if we choose to use those things which have been the manacles of society since 1691, we neither are deserving of, nor will we succeed in transforming or breaking through not only our energy, but actually the energy that's required to really reintegrate a healing strategy for the earth. I wanted to just take one moment and say that I was deeply touched by the people who were in this tent when I gave my presentation. For those of you who don't have the opportunity to do so, there is a moment in time when you realize that you're communicating to a few people who are actually resonating in an audience. And I want to deeply pay homage to the fact, and several of you know who you are, I've spoken to several of you. It was just a deep honor to be standing on this stage 10 days after being in a hospital bed, and I'm not really supposed to be standing a lot, but on a bum leg standing in front of you, I want you to know that I received so much energy and so much love and so much compassion and so much relief and so much life from you that in that moment I was deeply touched, and I am deeply grateful to each one of you who actually held that space. Thank you very much.
Yeah.